Hey everybody, and welcome back to Autumn Lily at Home. If you are new, we have just bought a farm. We are about 3 weeks in, and I thought it would be fun to share with you guys all of the plants and trees and shrubs that are perennials here on the property that are in prime season. Our first stop is this fig bush. Look how loaded it is. Oh my goodness, there's so much fruit on it. It is not quite ripe yet. There are still, if you can see, they're pretty little still. We're waiting for them to become nice, big, and red. Once they turn red, then we know that they are ripe, and they are so sweet on the inside. If you have never had a fig before, then this is, you know, such a sweet little fruit. And the best part is that it's right here beside the pool, so we are able to let the kids snack on it during the summer once they do ripen. This fig bush is huge. You can tell it's been here a very long time, and if you look down here, it is loaded with all kinds of fruit and berries. This is what the figs look like when they're not ripe. They will continue to grow and get maybe about 3 times this size and turn pinkish red. And on the inside, they have a nice little fruit that is juicy, and I'm trying to think of a texture. You eat fig Newtons. A lot of people eat fig Newtons in the store. That's what this flavor comes from, is the fig on the inside. And it's very sweet when it's ripe. Kind of, I guess, in a way, like a blueberry / kiwi in some ways. But the inside of it's very pink, and then you can also make jam out of it as well. So this one being right beside the pool, it's going to be amazing because the kids, once it is ripe, can just jump out of the pool, come get a little sweet treat, a snack, and then jump right back in. What's interesting about this one is that you'll see all the fruit over on this side and see how it's loaded down with all kinds of fruit. And then if you look at this side, don't mind the weeds, again, we're still working on the yard. This side doesn't have any fruit at all, at least not yet. So I don't know if because it's in the middle of the sun or because it is in the direct sunlight. I'm not really sure if maybe that's why. You can see it's starting to get a few little buds in there. You can kind of tell. But a lot of this side right here does not have much fruit on it, but the ones in the shade does. So that might be what the difference is the shade versus the sun. From back here, you can see how big this plant truly is. We are here in the upstate of South Carolina, and it is hot. I think because we're in a new area, I'm kind of still learning the area, but I want to say we're zone 8A. And we are definitely in the dead heat of summer. It is supposed to be 94 degrees this past week. The heat index for the last couple weeks has been right around 100. And that's not the feel like temperature, that is the actual temperature. But it's been very, very hot. So if I look like I'm glistening, that is why. But next we have our apple trees. You can see this is actually our OK apple tree. We have 2 here on the property that I have been able to find. We are continuing to find new plants every day, but this one in particular is the one that seems to be doing okay. It is losing some leaves, so I'm not really sure if that's because we need to trim it up a bit and try to help get rid of some of the dead limbs already, as well as maybe put some compost down and fertilize it. We will work on that. I need to research all of that. We are new to all of this, but we do have a mini orchard, and I want to be a good steward of that. So any tips and tricks that you have down below or any advice, we would love to hear it. But this is our OK apple tree. We do have one other one, the second one, but it is not doing so hot. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure that it's kind of pretty much just done. We don't know what kinds of apples these are. They could just be crab apples. Not really sure. That's something that we will try to find out, and we will learn this fall. If it does produce any apples, we will have to wait and see. But these are also, this whole orchard area with the figs, the apple trees, as well as some peach trees that I'm about to show you next, are all here in about the same area. And they're right next to the pool. So we can just hop right out of the kitchen, hop right out of the pool, come into this area. It does get plenty of sunshine, and we can grab them and then go back swimming again. Now, apples obviously won't be ready until fall, if there are any, but it will still be nice to have them here on the property. And if this one is kaput, if it is no longer good, then we will try to replace it or plant some sort of other orchard item, tree, bush, whatever it is in here. We do want to expand on that a little bit. All of this that I'm saying are things that were going to happen over years to come. So all the ideas, all the plans, everything that I am talking about, we're excited about that journey. It is going to be over time and over the long run, so it's not all gonna happen all at once, and we would love for y'all to join that journey. But this one in particular, it does still have some leaves on it, but ultimately I think it's pretty much just kind of done. I don't think that we're really gonna get anything else out of it, and I will show you up close what I mean. We need to weedy around the base and see how it does still have some leaves on it, and if you go over this way you can see a little bit more. But ultimately I think that this tree really, it's kind of done. I don't know if it got diseased or it just wasn't maintained in general. But this one over here, swinging you guys around, is the one that still seems like we might be able to save it. It still seems okay. The limbs, there's a lot of dead limbs on it as well. But it looks like it could have a chance. So if we fertilize it and help it to grow, it doesn't look like it's diseased in any way. I mean, you guys can tell me too. A lot of y'all kind of have better input and better insight when it comes to orchard and gardening and all of that. You have a lot of advice, but from what I can tell, it doesn't look like there's really diseases on it. I think it's more just bug pressure. So I think that over time we might be able to actually help this one along. This tree right here, I think our goal is to try to save it. So we're gonna work on that next year, and I think it's a little late in the season to try to really do a whole lot for it now. But next, I'm gonna show you the peach trees. I have to be really careful because it's so easy to get caught up looking up at the trees with all of trying to find the peaches. I don't want to say all of the peaches because there really aren't that many peaches, but it's so easy to be looking up. There's ant hills all under the peaches. If you can imagine, anytime there's a peach that is ripe and we don't catch it, it just falls to the ground. It creates a really sweet treat for all of the ants. And so there are ants pretty often throughout the peach tree. And so when you're walking around looking up, you can accidentally end up standing in an ant hill, and I have already done that at least twice now, and I have about 10 ant bites all over my feet. It is not fun. But these trees, I'm sorry, I wish I could put the variety online. I don't know the variety. We bought an 85-year-old farmhouse, and these peach trees were obviously here for a while. They are very established, very large. They seem like they're doing okay. Again, I don't know how much was taken care of the last few years, but before that I know that they were taken really good care of. A lot of the leaves are starting to curl. This one looks okay, but right here, I don't know if you can see it. This tree looks okay, but there are quite a few, especially towards the top of the trees, where the leaves are very curled, and we're hoping over time to help that. So next year we are hoping to trim away the dead branches. We need to research that because I know there's a special way to do it. If you have any resources of people like YouTube channels, websites, books, whatever it is that you think are great for that and teaching us, put that down in the comments below. I would love to hear it. Y'all, we have had 2 of these peaches. We are occasionally getting a ripe one. Not a lot of them are ending up, there's not a lot of produce on them. There's not a lot of peaches, but when we do get one, they are delicious. Absolutely delicious. They are so sweet, and we know that it's a white peach variety. I just don't know the name and I don't know what kind, but if you happen to be an expert and want to share some advice with us, we would love to hear it. But when we do get them, they are fantastic, and we look forward and kind of fight over who gets to enjoy it first. But we have a few that are still on. From what I could tell in the research that I've done, they produce anywhere between now and I think the beginning of August, I think is what I saw, like May to August maybe, and we're only getting one here and there. But I don't know if that's because of the variety it is, or if it's because they're not fertilized very well, and that we need to take care of them a little bit better next year, and hopes that we can get like a flush of them, like a lot of them. But for now, we are enjoying the ones that we have, and I will show you the little baby ones that we still have coming. So this is a good example of the leaf curling that I was talking about. See how all of the leaves are kind of curling in and under, and I don't know if that's just because they need more water, but we've gotten quite a few big storms here. But this is a very large tree, so it could just be that it's not getting enough water, but you can see all the way at the top, those are actually curling pretty hard. And so we will need to figure out maybe a system next year of either watering it or fertilizing it better. But you can look and there's not really much produce on these trees at all. We've really only gotten maybe 1 or 2 a week so far since we've been here. We have had a few drop that we just didn't catch in time. We had to let those go to the little critters, and you can tell that the nature is definitely enjoying them as well. But we will go on to our next perennial. This is our banana tree. It will not produce any bananas, but I thought I'd stop here real quick and let you guys see it. It is a banana tree. We've Googled it multiple times because we were a little surprised to see one, but it is pretty big. And unfortunately, it's not the right climate in general to have bananas, but it's fun that it's here. There's definitely more here than we were expecting, and every time we turn around we're finding new plants and new perennials that we didn't realize were here. So that's kind of fun and a good way to explore. And if you guys happen to see any others that while we're here and exploring that you happen to see in the background that you want to point out, be welcome to, because every time we look at a plant we're like, is that a perennial? Is that something that produces something? And when we think it's just a shrub, a lot of times it ends up being one of the perennials. So we have explored multiple areas and have found quite a few, but we are continuing to find more, including these bad boys right here. Look how big. Not all of these are black walnut trees, but a lot of them are. Now, I know what you're thinking. If we're wanting to have farm animals, they are not good for the farm animals. We have already thought of that. This area right here is kind of like our grassy knoll right in front of our house. The animals will not stay in this area except for maybe the chickens. And from what I've read and researched, it's actually pretty good for the chickens to eat them. It's not a bad thing. But you will see there's tons of black walnuts on the ground, and for humans, it's actually not a bad thing. I will show you what a black walnut looks like, and a lot of people actually will buy them to use in their cooking. This is what a black walnut looks like. And as you can see, it's fallen off recently. So this one has not turned black, but on the inside, there is a walnut in there, and humans, it is edible for humans. These are what black walnuts look like. These are them after they've been laying on the ground for a while. This is that after it freshly falls. But a lot of people will take these and cook with them. Here in the South, you can do black walnut pie, that sort of thing. To be fair, I have never cooked with them, but my husband's family all used to. And so that is something that is neat that we can explore, that we could actually utilize them to cook with. And I know a lot of people that would actually buy these to eat them as well. So we have plenty of them. However, they can be poisonous for animals. So like if we were to have goats or anything like that, they're not supposed to eat these. But from what I hear, they tend to be pretty smart about what they can and can't eat. And usually if they feel that it's unsafe to eat, they won't eat it anyway. So that is, you know, great that we have them here. We have plenty of them, and at some point we may need to actually downsize them. Hi, Wiley. Our dog just joined us. I will need to learn how to cook with these because that is something new. I've never cooked with black walnuts before, so I was thinking that they would be fun in like pie crusts and things like that if, you know, again, I want to use them correctly. So any recipes you have for black walnuts, again, put them down in the description. We would love to have them or hear them. So after the black walnuts, we have another one that we recently found. My daughter, Caroline, actually found it and found them. And it's pear trees. We have Asian pear trees here on the property, and they are right here behind me. Those are actually out in the fields, or kind of along the edge right here of the fields. And you can see them right there. So these pear trees, you can tell that they've been here a very long time. They are massive. Look how big they are. And they do have a little bit of fruit on them, not a whole lot. So again, we need to work on taking care of them, pruning them. That's the word I was looking for earlier, pruning. We need to learn how to prune all of these. trees, and all of them, I know there's a learning curve because each of them has its own special way of being pruned. And these are gonna probably be no different, but look at the trunk of that tree. That means it has been here a long time. The fruit is not big, it's small, but again, I think a lot of it is just because it's, you know, organic. There's no pesticides, there hasn't been, as far as we know, any really care of them in general. So they're kind of just out here doing their thing, and we will try to work with them on that. We don't want to come out here and mess that up. I think that's my fear, is that we want to be a good steward of the land, but my fear is that we're going to come out here and prune all of these plants and do it incorrectly, and they've been living their life really well here since before we got here. So we want to keep that going.
The pear's right there, like behind.
I have two more perennials I want to share with you. These next ones are ones that we think are perennials. They look like it. We have Googled it, searched it multiple times, but the part that we're a little confused about is that they're not actually producing any fruit. So we're curious. We don't know. Again, you guys may be able to see and tell for sure right off the bat, but I will share it with you. We think we have a line of blueberry bushes here at the front of our property. We have been told by the previous owners that there are blueberry bushes here on the property somewhere. They described this area, but we haven't been able to find any bushes with any kind of berries on them at all in this whole area. But I think these might be blueberry bushes. They are outside of the fence, and so we think that there's a good chance that if they did have blueberries on them, then they may have been eaten by all the deer in the area. We do have a lot of deer and other critters like raccoons, things like that. But from what I can tell, they look like blueberry bushes, but there are no blueberries on it, and it is blueberry season, like the dead of blueberry season. So you would think that they would have even some maybe on the bottom of around the bush. You would think that they would have some, but there's just none. So let me share them with you. Y'all don't mind all of the yard work and the weeds, because there's definitely still a lot of yard work that needs to happen, but we are on our way. The last one that I have to share with you is this one, this beauty right here. This tree that I'm currently under is, I believe, a persimmons tree. This is one that we were looking at and we're like, oh, it's just a random pretty tree in the middle of the yard. And then I started looking closer, and there are berries here on the ground that you can see remnants of. And so I Googled it, and it actually turns out that I believe, and again, I could be wrong, but I believe this is a persimmons tree. And if you don't know what that is, they produce little berries in the fall, and a lot of times people here in the South use them to predict whether it's going to be a strong winter or a mild winter. If the persimmons has like a spoon-shaped seed, then it's going to be a strong winter. If it has if it has a fork-shaped seed on the inside of the berry, it's going to be a mild winter. So that's something that we can look forward to, and we can watch to see if it produces any berries. But let me see if I can find some on the ground for you to see. I just want to take time to say thank you so much for joining me here today at Autumnly at Home. We were able to give you an outdoor tour of all of the perennials on the farm instead of last time we did a farm tour of the inside of the house and kind of the building structures on the farm. So I will put that video right here if you want to see kind of what's on the farm, the structures, the building, the inside of the tiny little farmhouse that we are now living in. But I will also put a playlist down in the description below. That way, if you want to follow along on the homestead journey, it's called Journey to the Homestead. It gives you all of the videos thus far that are in relation to this farm. We have bought this 85-year-old farm and we hope to be good stewards of it, but that is going to be a learning curve. We are learning a little bit at a time. That's why we're taking this slow, so that we can do it correctly and right. We want to take good care of it. Any resources that you have that have worked well for you, put them down in the description, or any just tips and tricks. We would love to hear them. I do want to say thank you for joining along on this journey, and I hope to see you guys next time. List down in the description, and then there's a wasp. That is something in my mouth.